So, after the end of 50 overs, everybody's score prediction at that point we had said 260, 270. I had said 255. Well, they have come very close to that.
256.
256 for 8, backed up by two very good 50s from Liton Das with 66, Tanzim Hassan Shakib with 51, a blitz towards the end from Mahmudullah, 46 very good runs. But yet again, the Indian bowlers hunting in packs, 2 wickets for Jasprit Bumrah, 2 wickets for Mohammad Siraj, 1 wicket apiece for Shardul Thakur and Kuldeep Yadav, and 2 from Ravindra Jadeja, the best bowler today in Pune, with 2 for 38. The major talking points, there are 3 talking points in this entire mid-inning show that we are going to devote to. One is the performance of Shardul Thakur, 1. 2, the injury to Hardik Pandya. And by the way, Hardik Pandya, the latest update is that he is back at the ground. So if needed, he can be he can bat. Okay, if needed. The stipulation is after the start of the second innings, 120 minutes or 5 wickets down, whichever is the earliest. So that is the situation regarding Hardik Pandya. I mentioned
Say that again.
The stipulation for the Hardik Pandya is that now, because he didn't field in majority of the first innings, the stipulation is once the second innings starts, 120 minutes or 5 wickets down, whichever is the earliest. Yes, only then he can join. So, we'll come to Hardik Pandya slightly later, and we will dissect even the Indian bowling performance also. But let's focus on Shardul Thakur for some time. Okay, 1 for 59 in 9 overs. Today he had to shoulder majority of the burden because Hardik Pandya got injured. Just 3 balls.
True.
Now we saw even in the Asia Cup, 10 overs 3 for 65 that Shardul Thakur had done. Now 9 overs 1 for 59. I like both of you to tell me about Shardul Thakur again. If he continues in this vein, are you okay with it? Or do you want to see changes after? See, because Shardul has had a pretty inconsistent run when you look at it. He follows his normal template. More runs, wickets, also 1, 2, 3. Do you want changes in the Indian cricket team, supposing in the case of Shardul Thakur? Shane?
No. I know that this is an unpopular opinion. Many people will say no, we should bring in Shami, bat with only 7, and if you have 7 and if the first 7 aren't getting it done, then your number 8 isn't getting it done. Heard all of that, not budging. You need a number 8. And Shardul Thakur, I don't think the team management would be that disappointed, because he's that kind of a player. You know what you're getting with him. Yes, he can be expensive, will bowl very, very attacking lines, which means that the margins more often than not are fine. And he will more often than not sometimes will struggle for, let's say, that consistency which an elite level bowler would have, say a Shami. Although Shami in the death can also be going for runs, but that's neither here nor there. However, he does have that ability to get you wickets at crucial times, does add some depth to your batting. I am fine with what he's done. I think today, and again, mitigating circumstances as far as his figures, had to bowl way earlier than necessary, because you'd remember Hardik was brought on at the power play, bowled 3 balls, that's it. Beyond that, then you had to turn to one of your other options, and I think Shardul is normally saved for when the ball gets a little older and when the field restrictions are off. Today, he had neither of those mitigating circumstances. A guy who can be expensive even with the field restrictions off was never going to stand a chance in circumstances like this. I'm fine with still keeping him there, because you really don't have a better option. With Ashwin, the trade-off is you'll get economy but not necessarily wickets, and kind of conditions you're going to be getting in the future. Do you really need 3 spinners? I doubt.
Fine. Now Shane has mentioned the point that okay, mitigating circumstances that Shardul came much earlier, and he had to shoulder most of the burden, which is not normally expected out of him, because Hardik Pandya bowls majority of those overs. But the way how it started for Shardul Thakur today, okay, 1 ball shot on the leg stump, got hit for a 6. Another 6, 2 full, got hit for a 6. Another slot ball, a 4 runs, 16 runs. You are anyway, if you look at it in that sense, the remaining 8 overs, he conceded 43, given. Okay. But, Harshad, supposing you are looking at, say, I've asked this question ad nauseum, that are you okay with a 4 for 70 rather than a 1 for 40? Many people are agreeing with Shane's point of view that, okay, 4 for 70 is fine, at least he's taken wickets. There is at least penetration in the middle overs, there's at least some kind of a thing. But supposing it's a very middling kind of a situation, say 240, 260, you would call that in today's modern era 240, 270. Can Shardul Thakur continue to leak runs and say he took only 1 wicket, he took Tauhid Hridoy's wicket. But would somewhere down the line the team management want to say that, okay, I think we need to control the flow of runs. Shardul is giving us a wicket, but he's conceding too many runs. Do you then see that team management change their thinking of Shardul Thakur maybe?
See, 2 things over here. One, I don't see the team management certainly going through a change of heart and then revising what they've done all year long, which is show that trust and faith in somebody like a Shardul Thakur. So regardless of what happens here, I don't think there's going to be anything that happens in this World Cup which is going to make this team management look elsewhere from Shardul Thakur. That's point number 1. The other being, and that's where I disagree with Shane, and again that's my opinion with, I know there's many people who want that 8th batter to be there. I am not a big fan of that approach. If you're fielding the best batters, I feel you should be fielding your best bowlers as well. At the moment, one of the best bowlers in India in the white ball format of the game is Mohammad Shami. He showed you with the wickets, let's say in the IPL as well, purple cap holder, consistent performer. You can make those arguments that he tends to be a little leaky right towards the end, but there isn't, let's say you still don't have the kind of evidence that you had in terms of numbers against Shami that you had, let's say, against Bhuvneshwar 2 years back, when constantly he was leaking you runs in the 18th, 19th over, especially that 19th over a situation that you had with him again and again. So I don't think there is any such numeric evidence to suggest in the case of Mohammad Shami. He is, I know, with his experience, he will give me something right up top, and I can bank on him to be a smart bowler towards the end as well. And it's not like I necessarily have to bowl him towards the end. You have 2 other options as well if you're playing 3 proper pacers, and that's my contention with this whole situation.
See, yet again, we are caught up in this catch-22. I mean, in 2019, there was a debate on the number 4 slot. Here, you're caught up with the number 8 slot. Are you willing to play 8 batters, and because you've got a Hardik Pandya? Because remember, we don't know what is the fitness status of Hardik Pandya. We will get to know about it much later. But remember, if he isn't there for a short turnaround game, remember from now, you only have a 2-day turnaround.
Absolutely.
For New Zealand. If Hardik Pandya is not fit, there will be a test of India's plan B. Did they have a plan B? With Hardik Pandya, we knew there is no backup for him. In this entire country of 1.4 billion, there is no backup to Hardik Pandya. Now, 1. Second, if Pandya doesn't feature, what happened with Jadeja in the Asia Cup after he got an injury? 3 slots opened up. And then there was total confusion and conundrum.
You're talking about 2021.
22, just
22.
before the T20 World.
Remember, he got injured.
Water sport.
Yes.
Wasn't that 20?
21, there was no.
2. My bad.
Yep.
My bad.
So, Hardik Pandya, because of this, see what has happened. You had a plan B in Shardul Thakur. Now he leagued 9 overs, 1 for 59. If there is a plan B in Dharamshala against New Zealand, different pitch, different conditions, necessarily need not be spin friendly at all. Underlined supposing, now India's plan B will have to be tested now. Are you going to continue playing Shardul Thakur with the risk that he will continue to leak runs? Or are you willing to just play very conservative and say, oh, let us go with an Ashwin, let us go with him because he may not take wickets, but he'll at least control the flow of runs. Or play Shami, out and out attack. Absolute out and out. That is a debate that will continue. And remember, if India, the unthinkable happens, then Shardul's 6.5 economy will be in focus along with the rest of the pacers, because remember, Siraj went for 6 per over, Shardul 6.6, the others, if you look at Bumrah 4.1, exceptional, Kuldeep and Jaddu combined 85 for 3 in 10 overs, just under, you may say, 4.5. So that is why this role of the 8th player will be your major talking point. And why did this 8th player come up? I am touching on the other topic now, which is Hardik Pandya. We all mentioned even before coming to the live, guys, that we are all on a prayer for Hardik Pandya. Because as I mentioned, am I right in saying that if Hardik Pandya doesn't feature in the game against New Zealand, your team composition goes totally alright?
Of course. Because who is your backup to Hardik Pandya? You can say that Shardul is your backup, but I'm sorry, you can't call him that for 2 reasons. 1, very different kind of player. 2, he's featuring in the same playing 11 along with Hardik Pandya. So he's not a backup.
Exactly, you're not actually replacing. Agreed.
There is no replacement. At best, it's like, say for instance, if Kohli is sitting out and you promote Shreyas to 3, then that's not your plan B. You're just having to make adjustments on the fly, and that's what's going to happen. If Hardik isn't available, man alive, then I don't know what kind of a team combination they're going to go with. Because again, if you look at the 4 players who are on the bench, you have Ishan Kishan immediately ruled out. Very obvious reason. The only ones who would realistically be fitting in then, and both of them are problematic options, you either go with Shami and then are mitigating your batting, bringing it back to the 7 batting. Okay, fine, you can say that that's the best choice you have, because with Ashwin, again, he will give you that additional batting option, but what will he do much with the ball? Because I think Dharamshala, we've seen, whilst the outfield might be patchy, that pitch is very true. The pitch is very true. Let's not read too much into what happened with South Africa and Netherlands, because there it got sluggish with the rain. Yeah. That was the only thing that made it sluggish, and of course South Africa shooting themselves in the foot on a couple of occasions.
And if you look at it, I mean, let's take that South Africa-Netherlands match as an example, okay? Sure, Van der Merwe got you those 2 wickets, but who is Roelof Van der Merwe? He's a left-arm orthodox. An off-spinner, if you have to look at it, didn't make much of an impact at all in Dharamshala, if you look at it. Even if you look at the game between Afghanistan and Bangladesh, left-handers, left-armers did the damage there. And if you look at even England versus Bangladesh, even that also, not many off-spinners created an impact.
Not just that, if I remember, the most effective bowler in that match for Bangladesh was Shoreful. He was a pacer. So again, that pitch is like that. It's very true, hard. It's dare I say almost similar to what you were getting in Pune. In fact, now India's most games, Ashwin is not unfortunately a factor, because you're playing on very batting friendly tracks. If you had, say, Chennai coming up now, or places like Hyderabad where India aren't playing, but if you had pitches like that coming up, it would have made sense. Or even dare I say the way Delhi played. But now look at the pitches you're playing. You're going to be playing now Dharamshala, you've got Mumbai, Bangalore, you've had Kolkata. So you're playing all of the truest of true surfaces in India, where, truth be told, fitting in a finger spinner might be tough.
Now look, one thing is evident from this particular thing, okay? Your batting might get compromised.
100%.
With Pandya's absence. That's a definite. Now, if that is the case, Harshit, then your point of getting Shami in might be valid for Dharamshala.
Yes.
Rather than getting 3 spinners, why don't you shore up with a pacer? Because Dharamshala will give you that pace option. Shami is guaranteed 10 overs.
Absolutely. The other point with Dharamshala, and there's going to be no better opportunity now if, let's say, Hardik Pandya is supposedly unavailable for the next game, then you're looking at a scenario, and you're looking at not just the present team composition and the scenario, you're also, let's say, taking into account the surface that you're going to be playing at. Dharamshala anyway is assisting the pace bowlers a bit at the moment. We've seen in this statistical evidence to suggest that you're getting some movement over there, you're getting swing in the air, and it is the most swing that you've seen rather in the tournament so far, and that's the venue at Dharamshala. So if there is, so you can look at it both ways. One, of course, you being pushed to the wall wherein you have to make that change. The other being a tactical change as well. You could have anyway waited, but the only thing over here is why it's more of a forced change and not a tactical change, because a forced change is bringing in Shami. A tactical change would have meant that Pandya stays, Shardul goes out, in comes Shami.
Can I mention a very ironic point actually about them having to do this about New Zealand or against New Zealand? 2019, if you go back to the ODI World Cup, India were not playing with, they were playing with at most 7 batters.
There were only 5 bowlers, I remember.
Exactly.
There wasn't.
No, there was a 6th. You had Kedar.
But he wasn't bowled. He
didn't bowl.
You played with just 5, I remember, in that match.
Because
just
you were playing, no, not just that match. I'm talking about in general.
But
through the World Cup, I'm pretty sure Kedar would have bowled in some games.
We will check, but I think there was Bumrah.
See, you had your pacers. There was Bumrah,
Bhuvi,
Shami. Actually,
no,
Shami
there was
wasn't a guarantee,
Bumrah, Bhuvi. Then you had Hardik, I think.
And you had the 2 spinners, Kulcha.
Exactly. That was it.
But that template was thrown out the window once England hammered you. Because England took you to the cleaners. Why? They first battered your spinners. Kulcha done. That was the thing. Then the top order didn't get you as many runs. Left you in a situation whereby Dhoni and Jadhav were basically twiddling the ball around to ensure net run rate isn't harmed. What was the first match where you really saw that change, where you saw no Kulcha? New Zealand. Why was that change made? Because you needed more batting depth. And now you're coming back 4 years later, a match against New Zealand, which got washed off in the group stages last year. But the semi-final match, you go back to it, you're again facing a similar conundrum. Do you extend the batting? Do you pick your best bowlers? It's once again reaching that situation.
It is reaching that situation. And remember, at that time, tactically you blundered. But here you have a chance to ensure you don't tactically blunder for the simple reason you're only bolstering your bowling. And you are playing according to the condition and the situations that's there in Dharamshala. And remember, even if I have to look at South Africa Netherlands game, as everybody wants to say, look at in the night, even if you bowl first or bowl second, who got you the wickets? Jansen got you wickets, Rabada got you wickets. For if you look at Netherlands, Paul van Meckeren got you wickets, Logan van Beek got you wickets. Who are they? They're all seam bowlers. And what is Mohammad Shami? A seam bowler.
Actually, there's no better ground to get him back at than this particular ground, because as we said, the amount of early swing you're getting.
Did you mention Matt Henry as well?
Matt Henry. I mean, see, but this will be New Zealand's first game in Dharamshala, if I'm not mistaken. Because they have played in Hyderabad, they have played in Chennai, and now they'll be going to Dharamshala at this point in time. So, the problem, what I am seeing is maybe out of a problem, you have found your ultimate solution. Get Shami in case, this is all in case Hardik Pandya is not fit. And you would not want to risk him, because remember what happened, the sequence of events, he fell, there was taping. Now he is available to bat, but only after 120 minutes or 5 wickets down, whichever is the earliest. So, yeah, Pandya's...
Do you want him to bat?
I don't think we are getting into that situation.
Interesting.
Because 256 for 8, with Shubman now itching to get back to form and Rohit already in good form, Virat in good form. I don't see, and Shreyas also in the previous game he got some very good runs. KL Rahul, I don't think you need the buffer of Hardik Pandya coming into bat in this particular situation.
Same question?
No, you're not needing. Not necessary, unless the unthinkable happens and you end up collapsing. No. Normal circumstances, not a chance.
Not happening.
No, but this is on an assumption that you will not need him. Let's assume you have lost those many wickets. You have had to be 4 down for him to come. 5 down for him to come. So, does he come?
If this is the situation, if you need about 100 runs, then I think you will.
No, so okay, 5 down, because it's a game of cricket, anything can happen. 5 down and you need 70-80 runs.
Yes.
Would you send him out to bat?
Yes. Yes, you would want to.
No, I will send him only at number 8. All over.
Same.
Number 8.
8 all over.
So who all come ahead of him?
Rohit, Shubman, who will be your openers, Virat, Shreyas, KL.
No, of course.
So then you will send up.
Comes.
No. First, Shardul. Shardul will come ahead of him. Has to come ahead of him. He has to, and I think beyond
It's
that.
his turn to answer. Your turn will come. Go ahead.
Beyond that, I think no. Once Shardul is coming in, because Shardul will come in at 7 now. If you lose another wicket after that, then you'd have to send Hardik.
So that is
8.
Number 8. So Shardul will have to be at 6 then.
7. You'd send Jadeja ahead too, actually.
So Jadeja at 6 and Shardul at 7.
Correct.
So Hardik comes for you at number
8.
Either 8 or 9.
So who comes then? Explain now. Who comes?
Kuldeep then bats ahead, and then when I'm saying that, then I'm in a desperate situation and I need India to be bailed out. Only then am I even asking him to come at number 8. If I think we will scrape through, no need. Hardik can just be there, but if need be, like you remember earlier in the year, I think it was New Zealand when Rohit Sharma with those stitches came on to bat at number 9, if I'm not wrong, got to 49 also.
Bangladesh.
Against Bangladesh. So yeah, just missed out on his 50. India almost won that match also. I think if it's that kind of a situation where you really need to get that win, only then, otherwise, no need.
I would bat him at number 8, like Shane has said. I will not bring him because so first things first, we do not know the extent of the injury. But we believe he's back into the ground, and the word out is that if need be, he can bat. But the only problem which we tend to forget now is your runners are gone. So nobody is going to be running for him. So I can understand that Hardik Pandya, the batter, with his hand-eye coordination, can still bat and move his feet enough to bat. But then what about running between the wickets? If the injury is there, why I'm saying that is because I wouldn't mind no Hardik Pandya in this batting lineup if the need be. Of course, as you point out, if the need is not there, then it just answers on its own this entire puzzle. But in case the need be, I don't know, I'm going to be tempted. Should I send him and then he tries to run and further aggravates that injury and then he's not available for other games? Or I say no, let me just push Shardul Thakur ahead of him, Ravindra Jadeja ahead of him, even a Kuldeep Yadav ahead of him. I don't know, maybe even a Jasprit Bumrah ahead of him. I don't know. I may reach that scenario if the need be, because penny wise pound foolish sort of a scenario that for this one game, do I risk him for a very long time in the tournament? Of course, this decision would be taken by the team doctor, the team physio, as to knowing exactly what their injury is. But looking at the way he got out, I don't know. The other thing I wanted to ask everyone, the moment it happens, should you even risk putting your leg out to stop the ball? In general?
Yeah. I think just natural instinct as a bowler.
Yes, but should you then be wary of those natural instincts?
Don't think so. When you're in it, all you want to do is save every run possible.
Because I'll tell you why. When you are fielding, what do the coaches tell you all the time? Don't use your leg.
Yes.
Never to use your leg. One, it's not a guarantee that the ball will stop. But even if you're at the boundary, it's not a guarantee, because unlike your hands, which will make a cup, your legs will not. So even if you get your leg in time, there's still a chance it goes over to the boundary or you don't. That's one. Two, there is a chance of injury happening. So I don't know. I asked this to Harbhajan and he was of the opinion that no, we should. Shivam, I don't want to see this. Till I ask you, please do not. So either there is a chance of him stopping those 2 runs or letting go of those 2 runs. I'd rather have.
What did Bajju say?
He thinks that no, 2 runs are important. My thought is, let the 2 runs go. Hardik Pandya is more important.
I feel every run is important. So again, especially off my bowling, I'm going to, of course as a fielder as well, but I'm going to try everything possible, be it as a fielder or a bowler, to conserve and preserve everything possible. So I'm not going to let that extra run go as well.
That's why he remains injured very often.
Supposing, okay, I get the point. I mean, see, we all want to ensure Hardik Pandya is not injured because he's a clutch player. With him in the team, your team composition, your batting, bowling, everything is balanced. But looking at the way how he tried, I mean, that's instinct. Instinct doesn't allow you. He's on his follow through. Could he have done it with his hands? I don't think it was possible. He would have tried with his legs because instinct just doesn't allow you to, okay, adjust, bend and stop. That's why. But that also carried, like you rightly said, risk of injury. Now, with that discovery, supposing had he saved those 2 runs, they go on to win by 1 wicket with 1 ball to spare. That 2 runs also would have counted as very vital, that he tried to save them, isn't it?
you talk about instincts. Everyone's saying, I don't think you hide behind instincts. Why? White ball, you're batting white ball, your instincts will tell you to drive, but then you can be out. So what do you learn in cricket? You learn to curb your instincts wherever it's going to do any harm. So you learn. That's what you practice. You practice that yes, my instincts are there and I will not try and touch that ball, which is like that. Or, if there's a fielder waiting for the short pitch ball, you have to teach yourself that you are a great puller of the ball, but I have to find a way to curb my instinct of not pulling the ball, because I then run the risk of taking it straight down the throat of the deep square leg fielder. That's what cricket is. So I am saying, for a bowler and for a fielder, wherever he may be fielding, I think this should then be part of the coaching manual, where you have to curb your instincts. I agree, you want to stop. Curb your instincts to not use your leg. So if it's a bowler, if it's within your hand range, you go for it, you dive, you stop. Because with the leg, as I said, anything you do, like even if you go for a wild shot, you calculate the situation, right? Last few overs, you have to get runs, you will go. Because the benefit at the end is more than you losing your wicket, because plenty wickets in hand. So that time you change. So similarly, with the leg, the benefit of you stopping those 2 runs is not there so much, because one, with the leg, not necessarily even if you get your leg, the ball is going to stop. It's not a safe cup. Second, there's a good chance you get injured. So eliminate it. Just eliminate putting the leg.
2 things. The leg theory that you're talking about, Ellis Perry will disagree with you on that.
Why?
Because in 2010...
I wouldn't want Ellis Perry to disagree with me. Please tell me, I'll change my
Because
stance.
in 2010, if you remember, in that final, the women's T20 final between Australia and New Zealand and Barbados, 4 runs were needed of 1 ball. Sophie Devine hit a straight drive, but Perry stopped it with the leg. And that was how Australia won by 3 runs.
But that's a very situational example.
Even this was
Because
situational.
no. Here, 4 runs needed of 1 ball. There, I am putting any body part to stop the boundary.
You're putting your arm and leg to win the championship.
Yes,
Plus,
I mean that.
different thing.
Plus,
Not a good example.
coaching manual it didn't work for one particular cricketer, but he still was the greatest. Virender Sehwag.
No, but there was a method to his madness. See,
So even here, like you're often told, okay, even if you're going, you just stick this part out, let's say, see, he was in the follow through. If you just stick your leg out, then you're obviously, then your ankle is there, it's prone, then your ankle is just exposed. If you were to just then try stopping it from here, from the sole perhaps, then maybe.
But how can you do that in a split second? Say, no, I'll stick my leg out, but it has to be the boot or it has to be the sole. It can't be my ankle, can't be my aunt, nothing happening.
no, but then work on that technique. Just as with cricket, if with cricket, the batter has a fraction of a second to react, you work on it. I'm saying do whatever, minimize that. So whether if it is this technique, then as I'm saying, as you learn technique with fielding also, now which way your hand should be, how you go for the slips, how much you have to bend, all of that is technique. So if this is the technique, if I take the hypothesis presented by our friend Harshit here, that's a safer way. So if then they should all practice that your instinct, if it has to be like that. And in that split second you have to decide. But if you cannot master that, then do not do it. Let those 2 runs go, please. Let those 2 runs go. It's like Kane Williamson trying to stop that 1 run and then being out for so long. I do not want that trade-off in the IPL. You missed the whole season.
Yeah. But again, when we are talking about instincts, I was just coming to that particular instance only. It's exactly what I had in mind, because would you then tell a Kane Williamson or anyone else fielding in the deep, okay, don't stretch yourself fully because landing will be a problem? Can you tell fielders that?
I will tell them.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that way. Then you will hold them guilty of not giving the 100% in the field.
I am seeing the trade-off. What am I getting and what am I losing? Whenever you go to share market, you see, if I'm buying this stock, how much is it that I can benefit and how much is it that I can lose? Then you take a calculator.
Do you tell a Ravindra Jadeja, don't jump around in the field because you hurt yourself while doing water sport? Don't do that.
Yes.
No,
so
but he does know.
Water sport was ill-advised. And when that happened, we all spoke about it. That was a stupid thing to do. Shouldn't have done it.
Like the catch that he took today. He with his landing and he's one of those professionals who will not be. I'm just saying, but anyone else going for that catch, then lands on their elbow, gets injured, who knows?
I'm saying so long as you're following the right protocol and the technique, then it's fine. If you're playing a front foot defense also, you can break your hand, the ball. That's a sport. I'm saying minimize the chances, and if the chances of putting your foot out, especially for Hardik Pandya, for whom you have no replacement, I would tell him, like when you keep talking about wrapping him up in a cotton wool, then it is that only. Mr. Hardik, do the basic things. Catch is there, go for it with your hands. Okay, if a boundary is there, sure, dive when it's in your range. Don't go extra. Do not. It's okay. You let go of those forearms. I don't want you diving and dislocating your shoulder. So all of those things I'm going to be telling him. So that's what I would want. That's what I'm saying. It's a trade-off. I'm measuring the pros and the cons. And if the cons are much higher, then I'm eliminating that.
I'll give you another example. I remember this is an example I've been living with for years. Every time as a KKR fan, you see Russell dive. I mean, he's a supremely fit athlete, alpha male of an athlete, runs fast for someone that says, can slide, can dive. I keep thinking, no, Andre, don't slide. Please don't slide. You lose him, you're losing a very key player who cannot be replaced. Same with him. You cannot. Don't take that risk. And he's taken it time and time again. I think in the last 3 years, I don't recall seeing him 100% fit ever. It's the same. I'd rather not. I'm like, no, you let the ball go. It's okay. Sunil Narine for years has been given a pass for being a terrible fielder. Why? Because he gets you wickets. You know what he brings you. You give them that little bit of a pass. I'm okay with it. Don't put your 100%. Put your 100% while bowling.
If Russell was there, if he does 3 dives on the boundary, assuming, so the double, which could have been a 4, he'll make it a double. So 3 dives, he would have saved 6 runs. That 6 he'll get 1 shot. Finish.
None.
Finish.
Doesn't matter.
And he'll hit a few more. So the trade-off is totally not worth it. I agree. He should not be diving. It's as simple as that.
And same with Hardik Pandya. Don't do that. That stray foot, bad idea.
But again, it's instinct. And we are looking at it with the benefit of replays. But at that time, it was coming quicker. And who knows, he just had 0.5 or 0.6 seconds. That's
Max.
That is why on that follow through to get your hand in and do a proper fielding, I think it's not
No,
possible.
then don't do anything. Don't put your hand down.
Maybe
Definitely don't put your foot out.
No, I'm saying if you do everything in the correct technique, then I'd still be okay with it. But I'm saying because you took all the precautions of doing or taking that catch the right manner in which you're taught. So everything copybook and yet you get injured, then that's a freak kind of a situation. But this is, foot should not, I remember, like, I don't know if you went playing cricket, I'm sure so many of them joining us right now. When you go for cricket, your basic level coaches advise you, don't use your leg.
At
leg
all.
is not there for fielding. Hands, the hands.
Sorry.
So, that extra bit, it's only going to lead to an injury and it's waiting to happen. If you do it some 5 to 7 times, there's a good chance one time you'll get hit badly and you'll injure. I'm telling you, that's never going to happen with the hand. Nah? If you do it with the hand, you'll take 100 catches, maybe one might, land awkwardly and break a bone or something. With the foot, you do 100, there's a good chance about 20 times you'll injure yourself.
Which is what kind of happened with Mohammad Siraj, remember. There was a timeout even there because he tried to take a catch, but it was on his follow through, it hit his finger.
Yeah.
That's still different.
That was also at him. That was also at him. So there was no way he had to, he could get away from it.
Yep.
He was at most just trying to ward off the ball or, trying to get away from it.
Plus on his follow through also. Very, very difficult. It's that catch 22. You are
Catch 22.
Yeah.
Catch 22.
Catch 22.
Catch 22 indeed. Well, that's a good start from India, by the way.
I thought you were going to say that's a good pun.
If you want.
I thought you would say it's a good pun, but he's
Let others compliment.
KK says Shardul comes into bat, he will score the match-winning performance. Then what will the management do? By the way, I want to say one thing. Why does Shardul get so much hate on social media? So much hate.
Because Siddharth opened our show with that.
No, I didn't open the show. I mean,
look at his
Shardul
figures.
was getting hate even before I opened it.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Look at his figures.
6 points. He was the most expensive
6.6.
What are his figures? Tell me.
9 over 66.
bowler. 59.
1 for 59 at 6.6.
Upar.
Yeah.
9 overs, 59 runs, 1 wicket. That's not bad. I mean, it's not It's not like,
The most
we've had a few
expensive.
games where bowlers have given 100 runs and so on, right?
The most expensive out of all the bowlers
it's
today.
like, okay, not bad. 6.6 in a one-day game, and you picked up a wicket too. Could have been 2. I'll talk to a cat.
As I said,
Take it.
Shardul Thakur and our chairman of selectors,
But
they
see-
are the most misunderstood of all bowlers.
Also, I had said, if you remember, I had given that number 8 spot a name in a
Compromise.
yes. Compromise was the name, which you knew going into the tournament that whoever plays, whether it's an Ashwin, whether it's a Shardul, whoever plays, will be a compromise. That is because you're finding balance and go the other extreme. Have a out and out bowler, but then you'll struggle on a day like this now where there's Hardik also gotten injured. And if you were to lose a few early wickets, then you're going to have a panic attack. Today with a number 8 with some batting, whether it is Ashwin, Shardul, whoever, you are like, okay, we are discussing this, right? Okay, Hardik is injured, no problem. Send Shardul there. So that's his utility. That's why he's in the team, to pick you those occasional wickets and bowl a few overs. Today he had to bowl almost 10-9 because Hardik got injured. Otherwise, he would have bowled 4-5 and then maybe got you a wicket in that and then maybe got you some runs with the bat. That's his utility cricketer. That's his role in the team. That's what you're looking at. So when you know that, why so much hate? Why are you expecting him to be an out and out bowler? He's not that. He's going to contribute with the bat. If you want an out and out bowler, eyes closed, ask anyone, you'll pick Shami.
Exactly.
Without a debate. But will he give you that batting? No. So you're searching for that, which is why he's coming. So unreal hate he gets.
Okay.
He joins KL Rahul in that list also. KL Rahul was getting unreal hate.
By the way, that reminds me, his unreal hate was at its peak during the Bangladesh tour. That test series where he kept failing,
yeah.
4 innings for 50 runs or something he got in 4 innings. That was probably the pits or the lowest point in terms of his career, and the peak was the trolling. Trolling was at its peak. His career was at the lowest point. Imagine if he was to play a match-winning knock against that opposition. That would be like
In fact,
Redemption?
it was so bad that after that, I think he's never played a test.
Yeah.
He didn't play a
got
test
out.
match after that.
He got out after that.
True.
He already took a fabulous catch behind the wicket.
Yeah, he's taken a catch. But I'm saying it's not his catching that was under the scanner. It was his batting against this opposition as a stand-in captain in Bangladesh. 4 innings for 50 some runs.
Yeah.
And the knives were out. And he did not play a test after that, as just pointed out. So, for him, what a redemption it's going to be if he was to play a man of the match knock today, and that will be then a discussion.
Was he the captain in
Standing,
the ODIs? In
standing.
the ODIs?
Yeah.
No,
No, ODIs too, because they lost that series.
Rohit
I remember.
was injured,
yeah.
wasn't he?
Even tests he was a standing.
Tests also he was.
Rohit Webbing, I think.
He captained in the 3rd ODI, if I am not mistaken.
huh.
First ODI he hit 73. The remaining 2 matches he hit only 17 runs.
I think he was fielding in the slips when I think his Webbing.
Yep.
He got an injury there.
Yes. So.
I don't think we'll need him today.
No.
So much faith.
Yeah.
So Rohit, Shubman and Virat will finish it.
At most, yes.
Shreyas.
Yeah. Think so too. They don't even have Shakib.
Yeah. That's one major.
Mehndi Hassan and Mehndi Hassan Miraj, both are going to be like,
I don't think Mehdi Hassan is playing.
sorry, Miraj is.
Yeah.
Miraz is.
Yeah.
So fast bowlers I have not too much hope from.
Nasoom Ahmed yet again not that experienced to pull something off.
Although an unknown left arm spinner troubling India, when have we heard of that?
I think Miraz has in total 3 wickets in 3 games at the moment. The best bowlers with 5 wickets each are Shoreful and Shakib. Shakib isn't playing. Shoreful, look what's happening.
Oh no, last game that Mehdi Hassan got 4 not Miraj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. Mahedi.
Mahedi got them against England.
See Rohit, he's in a hurry.
No, Harbhajan on our show with the video is going to be up. He called it. He said maybe 40 odd overs.
Oh,
है ना? It's a-
56, 40 overs. For 2
look at that. Pulling again. Reminds me of that Wasim Akram video doing the rounds. Everyone said, so there's this clip that ICC shot with everyone, bunch of players including 4 or 5 players of the Pakistan team. They were asked who's got the best pull shot. Everyone's like Rohit. Cut to Wasim. जब पता था रोहित है तो क्यों छोटी डाली?
क्या बोल के वीडियो में रोहित और उसको बाउंसर से मारे जा रहे हो.
But that must have been in the current generation. Can't be all time.
All time, no, but I think he's up there.
He is up. But Ricky is Ricky.
Yeah.
Sachin.
Yeah, but Ricky Ponting's pull shot. Was
Ricky's.
Sachin, overall better player.
But
the pull
I
shot.
can't forget that one pull shot of Sachin that he deposited Andrew Caddick out at
2003, wasn't
2003.
Out of the stadium, yeah.
Yeah, that was an iconic. But you know what the difference with Ricky was? One, he would hit it on his front foot.
Which is...
And secondly, if you see Rohit's got the gift of timing, right? So a lot of his pull, he actually uses the bowler's pace and connects it. Some, of course, he hits it little left to the square as well. But, you know, to the mid wickets, rarely. But mostly it's like he times it in this side, right hand side of the square line. Which means he's using the pace, so it's timing. Ricky used to like be quicker. So his will be like flatter this side, mid wicket side. Like he'd like hammer it. So like a more attacking sort of.
Yep. Even Adam Gilchrist, superb pull shot.
Gilchrist had maybe 3 or 4 textbook shots. That's it.
Cut.
Pull. Straight drive. Even straight drive he had control over. Yeah. Gilly.
But again, just those shots, iconic cricketer.
God's straight drive is like poetry.
Yep.
Chalo, okay.
Let's see.
Gone on
40
for very
overs.
long. 3 overs are done.
Yeah.
Maybe because I didn't get a chance to speak, so I
Okay, we'll be back for the match end then. Bye bye from all of us.